UFC 308 is finally upon us, and it's probably the best card of the year. The main event is Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway, and let's just say, I think Ilia Topuria is delusional. I'm gonna show you why. So let's run the first clip.
Bro, I was so bored watching that fight. The only thing excited about that fight was the last 10 seconds, to be honest. But I didn't see any technique in that fight. I didn't see any strategy. I didn't see any fucking thing. I just saw a bar fight, to be honest. It was very spectacular for the fans, but for me as a professional, it was I don't know, not something very impressive.
Topuria saying the fight was boring, lacked technique, strategy. Is absolute nonsense. Firoz Zahabi talked about the fight, right? He talked about Gaethje's adaptation during the fight, using his leg kicks to interrupt Holloway's rhythm and his distance management in order to get in close and land those big shots, which I'm sure Topuria would have been looking very closely at, right? Because that's going to be his only route to victory, in my opinion. Getting in close, coercing Holloway up against the cage, and just landing bombs. Holloway, even during the fight, had ways of stopping Gaethje's entries, right? We saw that kick that broke Gaethje's nose at the end of the first. That last 10 seconds, it looked like a bar exchange. It was very much, Holloway just using that slugger boxing style, which is a real thing. It's used today in boxing. So, that's number one. Not too bad. But how about this?
Do you believe you can beat Islam? Es que cuántas veces ya. Claro que sí. Claro que sí. Makachev მალე აუცილებლად. იმედია ამ ჩხუბის მერე. იმედია ამ ჩხუბის მერე.
What are we doing? Right, 0 title defenses. Yeah? Imidian Chucky Bismillah. Imidian Chucky Bismillah. This is Conor McGregor's fault. Right? This lust for double champ status at 0 title defenses, or even just 1 title defense, makes me ill. Leah. Anyway, just tell me this is an absolute delusion. Yeah, you really think you've earned the liberty to take on Makachev after this weekend, a single title defense potentially? I can't knock daring to be great. It's admirable, but just, for 1 second, right? Let's have a look at your division, right? My half Catalonian, half Devalishvili friend. Right, remember Volk is still there. Right, the CTE, it may have dissipated. Right, so he's looking for a rematch. You got Diego Lopez, you got Yair Rodriguez, you got Mosvai Evloev, you got Aljamain Sterling. Like, featherweight is one of those divisions at the minute. Unlike the lightweight division and similar to the welterweight division where there's new blood. Right, there's fighters that aren't weathered like the lightweight division. Like these lot here, right? These man, I mean, they've been passing each other CTE like a spliff. These lot eat CTE for breakfast. CTE spreads like COVID in the lightweight division. Guys like Poirier, Gaethje, Oliveira, Hooker, Chandler. Like, it's just they're just beating the shit out of each other for years and years and years and years. It's not fair to hold up a division that's being injected with new blood, right? We're talking about the featherweight division, but also guys that are still in their prime and hold enough weight to the point where beating them will still contribute to Ilya's legacy. We're talking potential featherweight GOAT status that he can reach from beating some of these guys. Like I said, Volkanovski again, Holloway in the weekend, Lopez, Rodriguez, everywhere who's undefeated, and Aljo if he makes his way up. But it's just absolute delusion, right? But we'll let that one slide. But this, right? This we cannot let slide, right? So, well, fair enough, right? It's happened before. A guy's become champion. He's talking about double champ status, right? Before he's even defended his belt one time, right? No problem, right? What? You can make Islam Makachev suffer. You have me on.
Para Islam yo represento un estilo que él sabe que lo vencería. Él sabe porque yo conozco muy bien de dónde él viene. Cuando era pequeño y participaba en los campeonatos de la lucha grecorromana, he compartido muchos campeonatos con muchos daguestaníes. Sé cómo funciona su proceso de pensamiento, sé su nivel de técnica, su nivel de fuerza, sé qué es lo que...
Right, let me tell you something. Ilia Topuria, right? Islam Makachev will take you down and make you his wife. That flow, wrestling styles is gonna help him react to those takedown attempts, but only for so long. Right? That sambo chain wrestling style is eventually just gonna swallow him up, and he's not getting back up once he's down. Even on the feet, combining those kicks, the threat of the takedown, the experience Islam has, it would just be too much. I think he's just gonna swallow Topuria up. Like we're talking about a man who hasn't defended his belt yet. We're talking about a guy who's going in to his second ever 5-round fight. It's absolutely delusional.
I saw him in Marbella, and I'm sure you saw this as well. He said he's more Spanish than you.
Yeah, he went to Marbella. He's more Spanish, yeah. I also, when I see myself in the mirror below my waist, I also think sometimes I'm more African than Francis Ngannou.
Right, well, some of you lot might still be thinking, oh, he's not delusional, right? After all the things I've said, have a listen to this.
So in 3 years,
Yeah.
when you're 30,
Yeah.
and me and you sit down again and we have a conversation, what will you have achieved in that 3-year period?
Probably a 3-weight world champion. Yeah. This is my goal. Yeah. You're not going to see me in the welterweight division like this, skinny. You're going to see me different. Yeah, that's the goal. Move out to the lightweight division, get that belt, and then move out to the welterweight division.
Right, so Ilia Topuria just confirmed he's going to take steroids, right? You're not going to see me like this, you're going to see me wham. Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar style. Right, two things, right? The time frame, right? 3 years. So say he beats Holloway, right? He's not going to fight Islam next. Right? You think he'd have to go through either Lopez or Volk, the winner of Everywhere, Aljo, right, first, which would happen in April, because apparently that's when the event is going to be in Spain. And then what? You fight Makachev, end of the year, right? Which doesn't happen, by the way, because it looks like Islam's going to fight the winner of Chandler Oliveira after he fights Sarukian. So say it happens after that, right? End of the year, 2026. What happens to the featherweight division? Do you just hold up the entire division? Do you relinquish your belt after 1 or 2 title defenses? Then I lightweight, you say you beat Makachev, right? You then think they'd have potentially a rematch. Then you'd have to justify moving up to welterweight. So what happens? You hold up the lightweight division now? The logistics just don't work in Topuria's favour. It's just absolute delusion. It's simply what O'Malley was doing, right? He just overlooking what's happening in the present and thinking way too far ahead. He wanted to remember when O'Malley was talking about a fight with Ryan Garcia, and now that's in the bin after Mera beating. And well, the second elephant in the room is Ilia Topuria, 5'8", 69-inch reach. Shavkat Rakhmonov. 6'1", 77-inch reach. Why do you want to die, Ilia? Why? Why? You literally say you think Shavkat will beat Belal. Then you say Usman will reclaim the belt. Right?
Belal versus Shakhtar. Shakhtar. But Belal, he's a fake champ. He's a fake. I think right now in the welterweight division, the one who will come back and will take the belt again, it's Kamaru Usman, in my opinion. Easy work for.
So what do you think then, Ilia? Right? You're gonna beat Shavkat? You're gonna beat Kamaru Usman? 69-inch reach. You're not the Spanish Mike Tyson, right? Obviously Belal then gets his own back down here, right? Then this dude just buy a fake BMF belt to pose with. He's starting to become the Georgian version of Kobe Covington. Which is facts, by the way. It's absolutely facts. I mean, just look at this, right? No finishes, no knockouts, no knockdowns, no cover, no kill. Actually, found this quite funny initially, right? But look, when I see guys like Topuria and Covington doing the trash talk shtick, it doesn't click for me. They're not a Conor McGregor or Chael Sonnen where the ability is innate. With them, I think it's just super unnatural. Although this tweet was quite funny, I'm not gonna lie. Then we've got Topuria saying Belal would be easy for him. Why did you do it?
So maybe after this one, it could be to move up to the lightweight division, and if we still have that fake champion in the welterweight division, Belal, that's a easy one for me. And what else? It's Max Holloway, the lightweight title, and the welterweight title. That will be great.
Any response to Bilal saying that he'd slap you around if you met him in person?
He wants to go to the decision with me also.
Good response. Well, Ilya, just stop. Right, just stop it. Just leave Bilal alone. Right? Just leave Bilal alone. No, just have a look at the rankings real quick. Right? Talk about Diego Lopez the same way you're talking about Bilal. Talk about Volkanovski, since you're probably going to rematch. Rodriguez, everywhere. The guys in your division. Right? Just leave Bilal alone. Look. Man's got to worry about. Look who he's got to worry about. He's got to worry about Shavkat next in December. If he gets through Shavkat, he's got to get through Usman. He's got Jack Della Maddalena there. He's got his own problems, right? You're talking about Bilal when you haven't even beat Holloway or Islam. So what are we doing? Unless you've been chilling with Brock Lesnar and he's taught you a couple of tips, I'd leave welterweight alone, fella. Right? The welterweight division does not need Ilia Topuria. And I think this just leads to the question as to why Topuria's genitals have suddenly grown to the size of James's giant peaches. I think it's because of Dana White and the UFC. They feel they have a fight in Topuria who could be a star, essentially. There's talks of filling the Bernabeu Real Madrid stadium, which is likely because the season finishes in March and the card is going to be held in April apparently. So yeah, and that stadium has a capacity of around 85,000. Makachev saying that, you know, they're protecting him from a guy like Evloev. Look, I'm sure they've told Topuria that he's gonna be that next one up. They tried it with O'Malley, right? Pushing him with incredible fights behind him on a card, with him as the face, and to get the stocks up. And now it's Ilia Topuria's turn on that Abu Dhabi card. They want Topuria to be that guy, and because of that, he's feeling himself at the moment. But I think Holloway is gonna humble him. I'm not gonna do a crazy breakdown, but essentially, I think Topuria's only path to victory, like I said earlier in the video, is him knocking Holloway out. He has to get him up against that cage, like he did Volk, like he does against all his opponents, and find that big shot. But I think Holloway's too experienced. He's a fighter that gets stronger as the fight goes on. You have to be wary of where his left hand is, because Topuria's game plan against Volk was always to come over the top with that big right hand, knowing that Volk keeps his left hand super low. But Holloway, I'm sure he would have seen that. And I really do think he's just going to outland him, outsmart him, and outwork him to a decision. I don't think he's going to finish him. But yeah, that's all, really. Guess we'll see what happens at UFC 308.